Awesome. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Today, we will be talking about how to make 80,000 Rand without buying or owning a property. Now, this is a very interesting topic because most of us, grew up being told, for you to be able to buy a property and invest in property, you need to have money. You need to have a certain amount of money. You need to have capital. You need to have 3 months bank statements. You need to have a job. You need to be employed. You need to be credible, have a good credit score. There's a lot of requirements. And the requirements are there not necessarily to stop you from becoming a partaker in property, but the requirements are rather there to protect the investments of the bank. Because the banks invest for 2 things. First and foremost, they invest for collateral. Now, what is collateral, right? In other words, when the bank invests in something or gives you a loan or gives you any amount of money, what the bank wants necessarily is to invest against something that they can confiscate. So they want to give you money for you to invest into something that they are able to take back should you not be able to give them their cash flow. So one of the first things you need to notice that the banks invest for collateral. In other words, they will never give you money for you to invest in the JSE. They will never give you money for you to invest in cryptocurrencies. They will give you money for you to buy a car. They will give you money for you to buy a house. And they will give you small loans that they know that they still have a certain amount of security against. But the bank will never give you 1 million just for the sake of giving you R1 million. They always want to know, what do you want to do with the money? Why? Because the banks are in the cash flow business. So the first C that the banks invest for is collateral. The second C that the banks invest is cash flow. Now, the banks invest in deals so that they can get paid every single month for 10 years, for 20 years, for 30 years. Now, I want you to notice something about the banking structure, is that the bank works once and they want to lock you in for 20 years. And I needed to think about this thing more deeply. The bank pays you, the bank works once. When I say the bank works once, in other words, when you apply for the property, they send someone to come and look at the place, right? And then the person will then tell, okay, Tina, see, bank, you are willing to offer X amount, and then you are approved for this property, and then the bank gives you a loan for that. Then the bank ties you onto this thing for 20 years. And the thing is, does the bank go back to view the property? No. Does the bank come to do monthly visitations? No. What does the bank do? They got paid once. They evaluated the property once. They checked your credibility once, but they want to get paid for 20 years. And they're getting paid on a monthly basis for 20 years. They're getting paid on a monthly basis for 20 years. And I want this thing to sink in. Now, the bank's criteria, when they look at your bank statements, on average, the average person, when they look at your affordability, roughly you pay the bank 1/3 and more of your monthly income. 1/3 and more of your monthly income. In other words, if you are earning 20,000 Rand per month, the bank will roughly give you a loan of 600,000 for you to pay 6,000 Rand bond, or 7,000, roughly, right? In other words, they want 1/3. In other words, the banks are masters of leverage. What does leverage mean? It's the ability to do more and more, to serve more and more people with less and less effort. In other words, on average, the banks target 33% of the average person's income. In other words, the bank wants 33% of a million people's monthly income. Now, let me tell you something about the name of the money game. The name of the money game is whom is indebted to whom. Whom is indebted to whom. The more people you have indebted to yourself, the more wealthier you will become. What does the word mortgage mean? The word mortgage is derived from a French word that actually means mortier, and mortier means an agreement until death, which means the banks want to tie you up until the casket drops. They want you to be indebted to them. Oh, sorry, I just pressed play on it. Oh, sorry. What's happening here? I think. Sorry. I mistakenly pressed play on my laptop and then it started playing a video I was watching before we started. Sorry about that. So now, as I was saying, so the banks want you to get tied to them for as long as possible. This is why it's so important that before you invest in anything in relation to property, it's important that you first make sure that you acquaint yourself and upskill yourself with the right knowledge. We grew up with our parents telling us that the best investment you can make is property because it grows in value. Oh, it grows in value. You buy it for 1 million rand today and keep it for 20 years, and the property will be worth 2.5 million. It's one investment that never fails. But our parents never really realized the cost of keeping that property for 20 years. The cost of keeping it. The bond that you are paying on a monthly basis, right? Because the banks invest for cash flow. You are not investing if you are investing for capital growth. Because that 2.15 million you haven't tapped. Whilst when are you waiting for 2.5 million in 20 years' time, the banks start making money from next month. If the bank issues you a bond or a mortgage, when do they expect you to start paying them back? Next month. They expect your first payment as from next month. So what does this mean, guys? What does this mean? It means that this property game is bigger than this thing of just buying and holding for 20 years. This property game is about collateral, and then secondly, having cash flow income, right? Very important. If you don't understand the fundamentals of property, you will never understand investing in property. A lot of people, as I said, we were told that you could invest in property, you'll never go wrong with property. Guess what? This year, so many people found out the hard way that you could always get wrong with property when you are not equipped with the right knowledge. You could always go wrong with property. This year has been one of the best years for so many property investors. Why? Because so many people made uneducated mistakes. And it only took 3 months of hard lockdown for people to realize that actually they were not investing. So what is investing? Investing is a plan that must take you from point A to point B. In other words, before you invest in anything in relation to property, you need to understand what is your vision? Where are you going? What do you want to achieve? Right? In other words, I usually say property will become anything to you. The question is, what do you want? Where do you want to go? Let us make an example. I'm in Cape Town right now. Tomorrow I need to be in Port Elizabeth, right? There are many vehicles that I can use to take me to Port Elizabeth. If I need to be in Port Elizabeth tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the morning, it's about 8:15 now. I'm not the kind who likes driving at night, right? So if I need to be in Port Elizabeth at 8 a.m. in the morning, there are different vehicles I can use. I can take a bus to PE. I can take a flight to PE. I can drive a car to PE. I can take a taxi. I can drive. I can take a bike. I can travel via a cruise ship, But you measure the best vehicle based on two things, based on time and money, isn't it? So for you to know if I'm able to, which is the best vehicle, how much time do I have to be in PE? Okay, I need to be in PE at 8 o'clock. So perhaps the best vehicle I should be using is an airplane, right? But if I don't mind traveling at night, maybe I could use a car to drive to PE. Are you with me? So what am I trying to say to you is that there are many vehicles that can help you achieve whatever goal you have in property. But the first and most important thing you need to realize is, what do I want to achieve? Right? So what is investing? Investing is supposed to take you from point A to point B. In other words, if this month you are working on a job and you are earning 30,000 Rand a month, when you start investing on any project or property, it must take you from earning 30,000 Rand a month to you earning 40,000, to you earning 50,000 Rand. Because if you need to leave your job, you need your business to make 40,000 Rand for you to leave your job. That is which means your first goal is to have a financial freedom goal. How much do I need for me to be able to maintain my current lifestyle? So if you are earning 30,000 Rand, you probably need 40,000 Rand a month for you to leave your job and still be able to maintain your lifestyle. Right? Now, a lot of people will then spend 800,000 Rand a bond to buy an apartment. Now, the apartment as a menzela 2,000, 3,000 Rand profit. Now, to somebody like me, that's not investing. With the 800,000 Rand, somebody like me can get 3 properties and have all 3 properties earn him 15,000 Rand profit after all expenses per month, which means with 800,000, I can get 3 deals that can make me 45,000 Rand profit after all expenses. Everything is paid. And this is what you get deprived of when you don't have knowledge. This is what you get. This is what often eludes you when you are not equipped with the right knowledge. This is the kind of information that you miss out on when you make the wrong investments. This is the kind of information that you miss out on when you try to figure things out on your own. Are you with me? Right? So let's move on to the next part, right? So the topic for today was how I made 80,000 Rand, right? And now you can do the same thing for yourself without owning a property and without buying a property. Now, I found a very interesting deal in Belleville, and I needed to write the numbers down because I'm a numbers guy. I love numbers. I'm very crazy about numbers. So I needed to grab at least a pen and the paper if you can, as fast as you can, just so that we can make sure that you don't miss out on this important lesson, because you are going to learn now, right? So I found this amazing deal. Now, before I get into the deal, one of the most important things you need to realize about property is that property is more about people more than it is about you having money and you not having money. Property is all about relationships. Property is all about relationships. More than anything, guys, if there's one thing you need to take from me, is that property is about people. It's not about bricks and mortar. It's not about having a good deal. It's about people. We've got 5 forms of leverage in property. It's other people's money, other people's marketing, other people's manpower, other people's time, and other people's marketing. And if you notice, all these 5 forms of leverage, they have little to do with you, but more to do with other people. And what do they have in common? It's people. All these 5 forms of leverage have people. In other words, your success in property is highly dependent on your ability to be able to communicate or sell your ideas to people. And then somebody says, I'm not a people's person. Dude, you need to be a people's person to make it in anything in life, right? Because when you cannot afford something, somebody else can afford. When you cannot do something, somebody else can do. When you don't have the skills and the know-how, somebody else can do. That's why I always say it's important for you to share your dreams. Speak your dreams with people. Abantu abanokunceda ukuthi uphumelele. But guess what? We come from environments where we are taught that don't be outspoken. Don't share your dreams. Do your big moves in silence. Let the enemies catch you when you arrive. You know, we've been so taught to conditioned to think everybody is against you. Are you for real? In South Africa, we've got 60 million people in terms of your population. Are all of them really against you? Do all of them really not want you to succeed? Right? Is everybody? It's, you know, we've been, you know, some of the things that says Funswe was our target. Don't dream too big. Don't dream too big. Your aunt that your aunt never liked you. You know your grandmother never liked you. You know when you achieve something big was a border. Don't say your dreams. Don't speak loud your things. Listen, everybody who achieved anything of significance had to speak their dreams with someone. And that's one of the things that kills us. It is that we are told to arrive in silence. To arrive in silence. Because we are being conditioned to think that everybody is against you. Listen, your success is with other people. The money you want to have, the money you so badly desire is with other people. It's not with you, Chief. It's not with you. A lot of people say, I can't afford. I've been, I've been blacklisted. I have a bad credit score. I can't afford. I don't have 3 months bank statement. I don't have what is this? I don't have pay slip or whatever. I'm self-employed. Listen, if you notice all these excuses, they have more to do with I can't afford. I'm self-employed. I don't have pay slip. What about other people? You're always looking at yourself. That's why you hardly do anything, right? It's because you can do it on your own. That's the mistake that school taught us, individualism. But tell you what, when you're in the real world, you succeed based on the quality of networks and the quality of people you are associated with. It's got less to do with you and your affordability. The guy speaking with you guys bought his first property for 2.1 million rand when he, as an individual, couldn't afford. I couldn't afford. My first property was worth 2.1 million rand and I was earning less than 2,000 rand a month. How did I do it? I used 5 forms of leverage, right? So it's less to do with yourself and more to do with other people. More to do with you selling and communicating your ideas with other people. You know, one of my mentors said, somebody once asked him, what do you sell? And he said, I sell a dream. I sell my dreams. Every morning when I wake up, I tell people about my dreams. Every afternoon, I tell people about my dreams because I understand that there are people out there who have that which I desire. And all I need to know is what do they want, help them get what they want so that they can help me get what I want. Right? So one of the first things I had to get right was relationships. So I found this property. This investor spoke to me a couple of weeks ago and he said to me, Chief, I'm looking for a property in Cape Town, Belleville. And I want a property for student accommodation. And I asked him, how much do you have in terms of liquid cash? Do you have money? Or how much do you qualify for? What is your situation looking like? And he said to me, listen, I can qualify for something between 2.5 million to 3.5 million. Find me something that makes sense for student accommodation. Right? And I said to him, cool. Then I said to him, listen, if I find the property for you and negotiate everything for you, I want 3% of the purchase price, whatever the purchase price is. And you have to pay it to me upon date of approval, which means when we get approved by the bank, Uguti, you can buy this property, you should immediately pay my sourcing fee to me, which means my introduction fee, my labor for finding a deal. This is what it is. I just find the opportunity, negotiate the opportunity, and I get paid for doing that. It's just one of my income streams out of the many that I managed to have through property. So I sent one of my power team members, Rafika, and I said, listen, dude, I need you to start looking for something like this. Within 3 days, Rafika called me and said, listen, I found something 2.8 million rand in Bellville, Cape Town, and it can fit in, it's got 17 bedrooms. It can fit in 40 students. And the numbers go like this. It's 3,500 rand per student multiplied by 40 students per month, 3.5 per month multiplied by 40 students. Now that gives you a rental income of roughly about 140,000 rand a month. 140,000 rand a month. Now, the property was on the market for 2.8 million. Actually, it was on the market for 3.2 million. I negotiated it down to 2.8 million. Now calculate 2.8 million multiplied by 3%. That gives you 84,000. 2.8 million multiplied by 3% gives you 84,000. Right? And then this investor, I showed him that he said, dude, I found a deal for you. This is what you can do. There's predictability. This is most definitely going to work for student accommodation. He went and viewed the deal, and within 2 weeks, I got paid my 84,000. Just like that. What did I do? I got paid for finding an opportunity, negotiating an opportunity. I didn't buy the property. I didn't sell the property, but I got paid just for having a basic skill, like finding a property deal. And this is what a lot of people tend to miss out on, is that you don't need to have money to have money. All you need is knowledge and skills. The difference between where you are today and where you need to be boils down to these two things: knowledge and skills. If you do not have the right knowledge, if you do not have the right skills, you cannot earn the income you believe you are worth. Let me repeat that. If you do not have the right knowledge, if you do not have the right skills, you cannot earn the income you are worth. We get paid in direct proportion to what we know and what we are well skilled to do. Right? This is why rich people, successful people, high performance people are committed to two things more than anything. It is the acquisition of knowledge and the acquisition of skills. Right? Now, I make that amount of money, and it's one of the basic ways of making money through property, just finding an opportunity. Now, there are many other ways. We've got rent to buy, which is another strategy for someone who does not have money. We've got installment sales, another way of investing in property without having money. You can raise capital through other people's money, other people's marketing, other people's manpower, other people's mind power. You can raise money through those things. And unfortunately, I'm not teaching all of that today, but what I'm trying to say to you is that this is just one of the practical examples as to how you can get started and make money in property without having money. What does it need? What do you need? Is just the right knowledge, the right skills. Guys, your biggest problem, the reason why you are not earning your worth, is only because you don't have the right knowledge. And if you had the right knowledge and if you had the right skills, you would do better. If you had the right knowledge and had the right skills, you'd be earning more. And that's the primary difference. That's the primary difference, right? So now, remember what I said. If there's one thing I need you to take away from this meeting, it is that it's all about relationships. It's all about who knows you and who do you know. It's less about how much money you have, less about your resources, less about your background, less about your history, less about kini, whatever, but more to do with you partnering, telling people your vision, telling people your dreams, telling people your goals, telling people where you are heading to. And that's all there is to it. And today, that's one of the simplest ways that you can make money through property is sourcing. Sourcing is easy because you make your money the same month, within a month or two, maximum 3 months, and you make your 80,000. You make whatever the amount it is, right? But what I would say to you is get yourself acquainted with the knowledge, get yourself acquainted with the skills, right? Now, lastly, in closing, before giving you guys an opportunity to ask questions, right? We do have a coaching program where we teach people how they can get started in property. We do have a coaching program where we teach you how to raise capital, how to find good deals, how to build strategic relationships. Strategic relationships are very important because that's what property is about. How to build strategic relationships, how to find a good deal. What are the makings of a good deal? What is a good deal, right? How do you find a good deal? What's a good deal, right? How do I know if something is a good deal? More often than not, we are told location, 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 but then if location is not bringing you money, let's run a little bit on the numbers of this property deal. We spoke about 140,000 rand monthly rental income, right? That's monthly. And bond on that property is 27,000. Yes. A property of 2.8 million, you go and check right now. And in fact, 27,000 could slightly be more. The bond repayment on a 2.8 million rand property is roughly about 27, 28,000. And then think about it. Now you pay a property manager because you don't want to collect rent, right? You don't want to be making phone calls to collect rent and managing the property. You pay a property maintenance guy because a dude like me doesn't even know how to use a spade. Like if you're asking me to use a spade, you're delaying me. You're asking me to wash dishes, you're delaying me. You're calling me to repair broken windows, you're delaying me, right? Because I want to solve multi-millions of rands worth of problems. I don't want to solve 3,000 rand, 800 rand problems. Nah, I'm not into that business, chief. I want to expand, right? So I then hire a maintenance guy to maintain whatever needs to be maintained. And then I have a house mother to look after the well-being of my students, right? A caretaker or a security to look after the safety of my students. Now, after paying all these people, paying water and electricity, utilities, and all of the Wi-Fi and all of those things, that property is looking at making about 80,000 rand profit per month. After all expenses are paid, 80,000 rand profit per month. Now, if you look at that, that is what you call investing, my friend. That is what you call investing. If you were to earn, if one deal could change your life drastically like that, and you make 80,000 rand a month, right, from one deal, right, wouldn't some of you guys quit your jobs? Like, I'm sure some of you guys would send a resignation letter like from day one. Chief, I'm quadrupling my income here. I'm leaving. I'm packing my bags and I'm going away, right? Because you paying me peanuts, right? And those are the kind of deals that we teach people to find. Those are the kind of skills we teach our coaching clients. Those are the kind of deals that we teach people so that they can be able to make those changes that make them transition from being employees to them being business owners and to them being investors, right? Now, I'm gonna do once in a lifetime offer for you guys because you guys showed up today. And you know, for me, that's what success is about. Success is about showing up. Success is about, you know, being there, you know, being game. A lot of people are watching Mubango. I don't even know what's name. Is it Mubango? Whatever it is. A lot of people are watching soapies right now. And I want to give you guys an opportunity for you guys to partake on our sale in terms of the mentorship program. Now, I'm going to allow you guys and give you guys at least 5 days to select any of the mentorship course that you want. And I'll sell it to you guys for 50% off and still allow you to partner with anyone of your choice for the same price. 50% off, you're partnering with anyone that you want. So I'll send you guys, so if you are interested in doing that or scheduling a phone call with myself, you will just send me a message after the meeting, and then tomorrow we will then get on to the phone call as to how we can work together and explain the mentorship course and all those stuff to you, and then we then take it from there. Now I'm going to open an opportunity for you guys to ask more about the topic particularly that you spoke about today, and then we can then close, and then I'll also give you guys, I think I'll upload this meeting on YouTube for you guys to go back there and watch it. And I'll say watch it, you know, get yourself acquainted with this knowledge. You know, equip yourself as much as you can about the possibilities that are there for you, right? Now I'm going to open an opportunity for you guys to ask questions, and then we can take it from there. So I will then allow you guys to unmute yourselves, and then we take it from there. Anybody who has a question? There's always someone who has a question. Like there's always someone who has a question. And I know that that person always breaks the ice for everybody. And then that person asks like 1 or 2 questions in a row. And then somebody starts feeling confident again. They're like, okay, let me also ask. And then the first person usually asks for the 4th time and the 5th time. And then everybody's like, okay, then the questions start rolling. So I need an icebreaker for me. I need an icebreaker. Anybody wants to ask a question? I've got up until at least 8:45, at most 8:50 for me to answer questions.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
this is Nxoyi.
Ngiyaphila njani?
I'm awesome. I'm awesome. I'm very happy. Can't complain.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I'm interested. This information right kakhulu. But now Tina is I'm a newcomers because we are not familiar with property and all these things. So as you said, we have to make a relationship ukuze sikwazi ukuthi si source for abantu abathile abadinga ama deals. How do we go about that? Ngabe le coaching program otayikhona iyayicover yini leyo portion, because yes, we want to get into property, but the know-how or the knowledge asinayo.
Yeah. So we do cover that, right? So we teach in details and in depth the 5 forms of leverage, right? So we said there's 5 forms of leverage: other people's manpower, other people's time, other people's money, other people's marketing. So we teach you how to build this strategic relationship. And then we teach you how to find a good deal, how to raise capital, how to pick investors, right? I don't know if you got, so over the last few weeks, we had an event where we invited everybody to come and watch our coaching clients pitch investors live. Right?
Okay.
So we invited people to come and watch us pitch investors live so that they can be able to make the most of the possibilities that are there for them, right? And then some of them got financed. So we use our own networks as well for you to pitch investors and share your ideas, what you've got, and all of that. So I teach you all the skills. And then I then create a platform for you to be able to pick our investors. And if they want the deal, then you get paid and you make money from that.
Oh, okay. Okay, you said coaching program usinikeza 50% discount. What is the actual price and how much are we expected to pay? And you said Leo coaching program cover 2 people. So
Yeah. So
yes.
we've got 2 coaching programs. We've got the 7.51 and then we've got the 3.71.
Right.
The 3.71 teaches sourcing, which is what I've just explained to you guys, right? Which
Yes.
was the topic for today, which was sourcing, how to source deals for investors, how to source deals for even people who want to have a couple. It could be anyone who wants to buy or invest in a property, right?
Yes.
So you get paid for sourcing. And then we teach you as well, with regards to now the second one, we then cover how you can build your empire now, right? Now, the sourcing one, we teach you for that for about 5 months, right? And then the one for where we teach you how to start and build your own property portfolio, which means how to create your own platforms and all of those type of stuff, how to find good deals, how to package good deals, how to pitch investors, how to sell your ideas to investors, the different company structures that are there and how to use them, the wealth structures that are there and how to use them, the 7 different kinds of the 7 categories of investors that are there, and how to pick up which one is which. And so there's different ways in regards to that, right? We cover rent to rent, we cover rent to buy, we cover installment sale, we cover no money down deals. So we teach you various types of what you call this, of deals that you can use. We teach you how to find cash flow positive deals. We teach you how to do flips, how to do back to back. So there are different strategies that we teach you as to how you can be able to monetize and make money in property.
Oh, okay.
And then, as I said, the most important thing is, right, having a plan. What is it that you really want to achieve, right? So let's say, for example, you want to buy a car cash. Yeah? Let's say your dream car costs, let's say 250,000, right? It's just an example. Your dream car costs 250,000. And maybe let's say you like a 3 Series BMW, just an example, right? And then this 3 Series costs 250,000 rand, and you want maybe a 2018 model, whatever the case is. I don't know how much it costs. This is just an example, right? Now, and you said you want to buy cash. So which means for you, maybe monthly cash flow deals may not make sense for you. Maybe what would make sense for you could be sourcing, which means maybe you need maybe 3 to 5 deals or maybe 7 deals to source in 1 year, and then you save up that money and then you buy your car cash. First option. Second option could be that maybe you need to learn how to find flips, which means buying property below market value, refurbishing, and then sell at market value, and then you make your 100,000 rand profit, your 300,000 or whatever the case is. So maybe you are just one flip away from earning the money you want. So maybe in 8 months' time, you could buy your dream car.
Okay.
You understand? Maybe 1 year from now, you could buy it. So there are different strategies that are there that can take you from where you are to where you need to be. So the most important thing, as I said about investing, is about what do you want to achieve? Not every investment vehicle. So my first property deal, I wanted cash flow because I was a broke dude. I was making less than 2,000 rand a month, and I wanted to make serious money, right? I needed money now. Like I needed money to solve my problems. So I didn't want money after 1 year, after 8 months. So that plan was too long for me. I needed money to find deals that would earn me monthly income for me to take care of my daily expenses, take care of my family, my living expenses. And then after having earned that, then I was able to think again, okay, now I've done this. Now, let me look for another deal that can take me from just living and surviving to now thriving. You understand? So now it's not about earning 20,000 rand anymore. So for me at the time, 20K was a lot of money for me because I was excited, dude. I've never seen 20,000, which I am, and I could spend it however I want. So for me, I was looking forward to that, right? So then I started earning 20K. Then when I started earning 20, I was like, nah, man, it's becoming small. You know what I mean? Then I started dreaming bigger. Then I wanted 40. Then I wanted 60. Then I was like, no, actually, for me to live affluently, for me to be happy, not maybe happy is not really the right word, but for me to say I'm earning enough for me to do whatever I want, yabo. There's that thing, Yoguti. There's that goal, Yoguti, you investing to earn to take care of your expenses. Then you're investing to be financially free, which means not to have a job, right? And then there's that thing that you're investing so that you can do whatever you want.
Exactly.
Right? Which means if you're thinking of flying to Dubai tonight, actually tonight might be too late, maybe tomorrow, then you just book a flight, boom, you're gone. You think and do, right?
Yeah.
Now, we have different dreams, Singaband. For somebody else, there was a dude who said, I want to go, if I could make 100K per month,
I'll be fine.
I've made it. You understand what I mean? And I could understand his reality because for me, there was a time when 20,000 rand was a lot of money
Was enough.
in my reality, right? And I was like, bro, once you see 100K, you will come back to me and say, King, I want a million. You won't even say 200. You say you want a million, right? And that's just how it goes, right? So there are different strategies, and then we teach you those different strategies based first and foremost where you are right now and where you need to be. Now,
so
to
that's
succeed
one
in
for
the mentorship program, okay, yeah, you can go
that's
ahead.
one for 7.5. We get it for 7.5, or we get it for 50% of 7.5.
50% off as well. Yeah. And then you can partner with anyone, a friend, your husband, whatever the case may be, you can partner with anyone for the price of one.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Ndabulel.
Awesome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Siyabonga Kailethu Buzani, guys. Definitely you do have questions. No, it can't be.
You've already broken the ice for them, dude. I'm like waiting for somebody to come and hit me up with something. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for your attendance. And I hope you guys have learned something. And I hope you guys have picked up a few things, a few gems, and a few lessons for yourselves as well that you could apply. And I'll be looking forward to connecting with you guys in the next few days and hearing from you guys as well as to what you want to do, how you want to go about it. And then we can take it from there. Until then, I will post this video maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, for you guys to go back and maybe I believe some of you guys only started in the middle of the session. So just for you guys to equip yourselves with the knowledge and to understand the possibilities that are there for you. So maybe you might want to go back to it. So up until then, I'll be looking forward to connecting with you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great evening and take care.
Thank you.
Sharp, sharp.
Sharp.